Hey, what's up traders? TradeLikeGates here with Spartan Trades. Today I'm going to talk about my $1,063 profit trade on ticker NIO. 2793 is my account number. I'm showing you this to verify the profits. These are real profits. This is not a paper trading account. This was posted in my Discord server at 7:17 a.m. So the trade that we were looking at today was ticker NIO, NIO. All right, I'm on the daily chart time frame. When you're conducting analysis the night prior to the next trading session, always start your analysis on the daily or the weekly chart time frame. Those larger time frame guys will allow you to see the more important levels of support and resistance. Ticker NIO happens to be trading yesterday happened to be trading right at this 21 level of resistance. We see that it was twice a resistance in the past, now a third time being a resistance. This is also the all-time highs. Okay, so a break over 21 over this resistance level, and we figured that NIO had potential to run. So we're going to move into the 5-minute chart time frame and break this down a little further. NIO actually gapped up overnight over the 21 mark and opened closer to the 22 level. Again, I'm on the 5-minute chart time frame here. So I put out on the watch list, we have to adjust levels in the morning. Obviously, if we wanted to take this long over 21, that's not going to work for us, right? Because the stock had already gapped up. So for the watch list, I said it was going to be a long over 22, right? So we just moved it up $1. What we were essentially looking for is ticker NIO to break the pre-market high, because at this time, this level right here then becomes your new all-time high, which there is no previous data for us to base resistance levels off of other than that pre-market high, right? And that pre-market high was, what was it, 22, almost 22, all right? So 21.95, we're just gonna round it up to 22. So that's what I did. Okay, and then this trade happened fairly quickly. Guys, we do not trade in the first 5 minutes. So we wait for this first 5-minute candle to form. What that does is essentially allows us to identify what the direction of the play will be more than likely for the rest of the day. Whether it's going to go up and break resistance and break new highs, or if it's going to come down and reject the pre-market high and maybe bounce off 21, validate it as a support. Who knows at this point? But the first 5-minute candle was green. It closed over the trigger level, over 22. That's going to put it immediately on radar for us to take this long. So in the alert room, this is where I posted at 6:35, right at 6:35. NIO is playable over high of day, and the trigger gave the contracts. These contracts are at 0.90. It's cheap. It's less than $100. Your stop loss is going to be the low of day. All right, so we're going to move to the 1-minute chart time frame and break this down. So here's what I saw, guys. Now 22 is our trigger, right? Let's adjust that though, because the true pre-market high, where the majority of this price action is being really resistant at, is actually 10 cents lower, so 21.9. So here's what I saw, and this is why I felt comfortable alerting this in chat. First 5-minute first candles, okay, 2 candles popped up and over the trigger, right, over 22. Then we pulled back and validated the pre-market high as a support right here. The next candle then invalidated the support, right, because it came all the way down. But that candle was bought all the way back up. So this candle right here, this is an important candlestick. It's known as a hammer candle. When it's formed at the bottom of a downtrend, so here's your high, here's your downtrend. What that's telling you is that you have a likely reversal point. So the price, this candle opened up here, dropped all the way down here, but then buyers stepped in and brought it all the way back up to here. All right, now that's 4 minutes into the trading session. The 5th candle formed right here at the 22.10 level, over 22, right? So it was over our trigger and it was nearing the high of day. That's why I put that out. 6:35, 0.90, cheap stuff. Stop loss is low of day, right? So we'd be risking off this point down here. And then 2 minutes later, 6:37, NIO from the mention is at 20%. It's mentioned at 0.90, now at 1.10. That's all it takes, guys. 2 minutes. We caught that pop move. Take your entry here, set your stop loss there. 2 minutes here and here. Those 2 candles popped up to 22.40, almost 22.50. Easy 20%, right? So that was my first trade on NIO. That was $1,000 on the dot gainer. I'm a profit target trader, so I take my profits right at 20%. You know, that was a quick pop move. I was kind of expecting this to pull back some, and then I was looking for re-entry. So when you're looking for a re-entry, what you want to see is that old resistance point become validated as a new support. So we had plenty of candles here, kind of confirming this as a support. And let me see if I put this up in the alert room. I did not alert it, but I did put it in chat. I just didn't put it in the alert room. I took a position right here looking for 2210 to hold, but I took a small position, guys. This was because I didn't know that at this time that this was going to validate this as a support and pop back up, but I wanted a low entry right here because then I could add to the position and basically capitalize on more profits. The only thing that's bad about entering a play like that is that you don't have confirmation. We didn't have confirmation. The size was small. Ultimately, it didn't work out, right? It failed to hold 22. It actually came all the way down to, look, the low of day right here, and we got stopped out. So for me, that was a $50 loss. I was down to $950 profit on the trade for the day. Then at some point, I mentioned again, you know, set alerts for NIO over 22 because these trigger levels, guys, they can be used multiple times. So once NIO gets back over 22, that's going to put it on radar for us. So we kind of just watched this little bit of consolidation. This play actually right here was playable. I don't know if anybody took it. I personally didn't take it. I was waiting to see, you know, if it would pull back here and kind of validate 22 as a support again. It really didn't do that. But what it was doing this entire time was validating that pre-market high as a support. So let me delete these lines, and I'll show you the last trade that we took on NIO. 7 o'clock, I said NIO is forming a symmetrical triangle. All right, alert set over 22.2 for the breakout play. So here's your downward trend line. On a downtrend, draw a downward trend line across the tops of the candles. When you get a break of that trend, that downward trend line, you have a likely trend change. So a symmetrical triangle is a series of lower highs and higher lows, right? All being compressed into this point. And then the idea is that at the point of the triangle, you get a high volume breakout. The alerts that I put out was, you know, keep the alerts set over 22.2 for the breakout play. Here's your pop move up and over. Look at that level, 22.2. And let's see. I didn't post the entry and exit on that. This thing happened fast, but that was your entry, right? So there's your pop move up. This is basically, this candle is confirming your breakout right here. That's where you want to enter on this trade. So perfect pull, like pop move up, pullback test of 22 as support, big pop move up here. Take your entry, and this ran up to make a new high of day. That was easily another 20%. And so I made, you know, $110 back on that trade. I was still trading with smaller size. I usually, after I hit my profit target on one trade, I'll usually size down on the next trades. So $1,063 on this trade in total, with a loss included in there. But you know, ultimately it's green on the day, so who cares about the loss, right? That's it, guys. That's all that I have on ticker NIO. One more thing that I want to mention. These trigger levels that I give on the watch list they're tradable multiple times. So when this pulled all the way back down to 22, you know, that's another possible entry right there up to 22.3. So you could have entered here, maybe even right here, caught that pop move up. You know, depending on the contracts that you're playing, that's all that you need. You know, a 20 or 30 cent move, especially on a ticker that's this cheap. You know, you're like, oh yeah, that's 10 cents. But you know, we're looking at from the bottom to the top, you know, a 1.5% move. On this move right here, you're looking at almost, you know, a 1.7% move, a 2% move. That's enough to make profits on, guys. Usually with the contracts that we play to, with the higher deltas, you're able to take 15-20% off of these little pop moves here and there. All right, guys, if this video has helped you out, please like, Drop a comment below if you want me to do any specific video breakdowns on any tickers. I hope that you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in chat. Thank you for your time.